Hey everyone, it's Mrs. Slauson. So we are in the process of getting ready for our Chapter 2 test. So there is some review that we will be doing together in class on Thursday, but there's also review that you can do on your own. So myself and another Algebra 2 teacher, Ms. Calhoun, have kind of joined forces and we are going to make some videos together. So instead of having one long video, we're just going to have a couple of short videos. Maybe just to save yourself some time, or you don't need to do videos that you already know things about. So these videos are intended to help you prepare for what you really need to prepare for, things that you're still a little shaky on. So there is a document that you can access. It will be in our week 13 folder. You'll see it in somewhere in that little box thing that I have, kind of letting you know where things are. So, and it'll just be at the bottom of the week 13 folder as well. So there are a couple ways you can access it. Anyway, it looks like this. And again, short videos. So what you'll want to do is pay attention to the title that's across the top. So like this, it'll say graphing, or it will say evaluating functions, things like that. And then you can go watch that video. So I'm not doing all the videos. I will just be doing some of them. So one of the things I'm going to cover is graphing. There's not as much room as I would like, so I do have some notebook paper that I'll be doing this. So the first thing I really need for you to think about is the shape, because for those of you who did turn in your work, we aren't always aware of the shape. So this is a square, it's a quadratic, so we should be seeing that parabola or that U shape, but with this cubic, we should be seeing this shape, all right? And even this is a quadratic, so we should be seeing this shape. So I'm going to walk through these three problems with you. So the first thing we want to do is just kind of identify the transformations. So I know this is going to be the stretch, this is going to be right 4, and this is going to be down 1. Remember, in the parentheses, you always take the opposite, and then that tells you your left or right amount. So in our squared, we do have a cheat sheet in our possession, and that cheat sheet looks like this. It's pink. If you don't have this, I will also make this available to you in Schoology under the week 13 folder, or in that week 13 week at a glance. So just keep that in mind. This will be available for you if you'd like to have that. So with the squared, these are my parent function points. Whoops. And for the cubic function, those are my cubic points. And remember, when you are taking your test, you can have this resource out. So it would be a good idea to print this up if you don't have it. Or you could just put it on a piece of paper. Your graphs don't have to be perfect. So anyway, I'm going to make my parent function points. So just a reminder, this is problem number 1. I'm going to put this on notebook paper. So the x and y values, x will always be choosing these. And then if the parent function is x squared, then I'm squaring these numbers. And whenever you square a number, it does turn it positive, like that. So whenever we make our table, we do want to take, if there's a stretch, whoops, you can't see that now, a stretch or a compress or a flip and apply it to our table. So I'll be making a new column for a new set of y's, and I'll multiply all of these old y's by 2. So these become our new values. And when we do take this test, I do expect the work to be shown, not just a picture of the graph. So anyway, I don't need these y values, so I will be going to -2, 8, 0, 0, 2, 8, those points. And once I get there, I'm going to finish my transformations by then going right 4 and down 1. So just a reminder, we used to be at -2, 4, but this has stretched all the way up to -2, 8, right? And now it's going to go right 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then down 1. And this is my final point. And then I'll take what was -1, 1 has stretched up to -1, 2, and now it's going to go right 4 and down 1. And then 0, 0 never has that stretch, compress, or flip. It's just going to go right 4 and down 1. And if you really want to save yourself some time, that 0, 0 point, that is the vertex once it's transformed. And then you could actually just realize that, this point, if it's 1 left, will have a partner point 1 right. Or you could just graph the other points as we did. So this is my final shape. And so again, what I'm going to be looking for on the test is that you acknowledge the transformations and that I do see this table happening. All right, so the next one is a cubic function. So now when I do this for question number 2, I'll still use the same x's, but now I'm going to be cubing those values. And so when you cube -2 times -2 is 4, but then you put another -2, it makes it -8. So here are these y values. So I'm going to, let's identify a transformation. So we will be having a flip. This is going to be going left 2, and this will be going down 3. So when it flips, stretches, or compress, we make our new y values, and I'll just be taking the opposite of all of those. So these become positive, and these positive ones become negative, and I don't need these. Okay, so what started at -2, -8 all the way down here is actually flipped up, and now it's going to go left 2 and then down 3. Whoops, I totally lost where I was. So 2, 1, 2, 3. All right, and what was -1, -1 has flipped up here, and now it's going to go left 2 and down 3. 0, 0 is never affected by the stretch, compress, or flip, so it's just going to go left 2, down 3. And then 1, 1 has flipped down here. It's going to go left 2, down 3. Whoops. Left 2, down. And I just realized my 0, 0 is a little bit off. It should actually be, let's see, I messed up somewhere. All right, sorry, I realized I messed up in my counting. So I'm going to backtrack a little bit and get rid of these dots that are in blue. Okay, so let me start back over rather than start this whole video over, because that's my only option. So what was -1, -1 has flipped up to here, and it's going to go left 2 and down 3. 1, 2, and that's this red dot here. And then 0, 0 went left 2 and down 3, and that's that red X. And then I'm going to finish from here. So 1, 1 has flipped down to 1, -1, and now it's going to go left 2, down 3, and end right there. Okay, because these should be pretty close to each other. And then finally, what was my 2, 8 has flipped down to 2, -8. It'll go left 2, and I'll just kind of estimate where I think down 3 is. Okay. All right, last one. So in order to graph this one, I do need to have it into vertex form, and that is that process called completing the square. And so I'm going to sneak this into the top part of my paper. So first thing in completing the square is you do group your x's together. Excuse me. And remember, completing the square, we draw those squares. This one is ready to go because it's x squared. So I'm going to be taking -6. I'll cut it in half for -3. -3 squared is always a positive number. It's 9. And I am only adding 9 here. There's no number in front that will distribute and not make that 9. So then I'll subtract 9. So when I'm ready to put this into vertex form, 4 minus 9, that will be -5, and then my parentheses squared with x in front will be x, and then whatever's in front of this squared, remember that's in front of this squared. So as far as my transformations go, it will be going right 3 and down 5. And there is no stretch or compress. So when I take my table, which is just these values, absolutely no change to them, I'll just go there and then move them right 3, down 5. So I'm going to start with -2, 4, and I'm just going to go right 3 and down 5. And -1, 1 will go right 3 and down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 0, 0, same thing, right 3, down 5. 1, 1 can go right 3, down 5. And then my last one of 2, 4 can go right 3, down 5. And then you get your shape. Okay? And that is your first video if you want to take a quick look. All right, that's it.